Well, Democrats are gearing up for 2020, and it could be the most crowded Democratic primary in history. Take a look at this field of potential White House candidates. More than 24 of them. Let's bring in our political panel. Beverly Hallberg is the president of District Media Group and host of the Filler Words podcast. And Robin Biro is a Democratic strategist. Thanks to you both for being with us.
Thank you.
As many as 30 candidates. So, Robin, let's start with you. Who do you think stands out?
Let's make no mistake, Joe Biden is absolutely at the top of that list should he decide to run, but he said that he won't make that decision toward the end of the year. The next polling favorite is Bernie Sanders. I've learned not to underestimate him, and then it just goes down from there with Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker, Kamala Harris.
Beverly, do you agree? Are those two the actual front runners this early on?
I want to say front runners, but you're talking about two individuals that I think not only have great name notoriety, but also two individuals that are likable even among young people, which is really surprising considering their age. But Joe Biden, I think, is someone who wanted to get in 2016, but due to the tragic death of his son, decided not to at that point. It would be interesting to see what would have happened if he did. But I do think that one of the names to watch out for is the name we keep hearing, and that is Beto O'Rourke. Here is someone who's young. Here is someone who can raise money. Here's someone who lost a race, but in the process did gain national attention. I think added to the fact that he is very good at communication would serve him well. People have said he's very similar to Barack Obama in being charismatic. And I also think to point out he's someone who's more mainstream Democrat when it comes to his ideology, not leaning socialist. And I think when it comes to the average person, they don't want socialist policies. They want policies that are going to continue to see our economy grow.
Well, this is very speculative because it's early, and most of these people haven't declared yet. Robin, is there an advantage to declaring early?
No, that typically is not advised for strategic reasons. Hillary Clinton herself didn't declare until April, and then Bernie Sanders followed shortly thereafter. But I think that Joe Biden might have an advantage if he does declare, at least, like I said, before the end of the year, because it's going to be a crowded field. And as you know, the loudest voice kind of rises to the top, as we saw with Donald Trump in 2016.
Yeah, it's also not easy to unseat an incumbent like President Trump. Biggest challenge, Beverly, for this field of contenders?
Well, I know the person who President Trump wants the most is Elizabeth Warren. He already said she would be easy to defeat. We'll see if she does decide to throw her hat in the race, especially after what public perceived as an ill strategy to talk about her DNA results. But I think another thing to keep in mind is Tom Steyer. He is someone who has thrown his hat in the race. He's throwing a town hall or having a town hall next week. And it's really going to be the battle of the billionaires between him and Michael Bloomberg. While money matters, these are two individuals that do have far left policies, especially in environmental issues, and that is not what the American people want, especially when there's been job growth under the Trump administration. The
Washington Post published an op-ed by Jennifer Rubin that argues a progressive candidate may not be the right way to go, with a pretty clever headline, driving toward 2020, a pileup in the left lane. Rubin writes, moderate Democrats looking at the 2018 results, where Democrats gained ground in the suburbs and won back states critical to earning an electoral college majority, are understandably nervous that the party will fail to learn the biggest lesson of 2018. Exciting progressives came close, but moderates won, and that includes the state of Texas. Robin.
Yes, most definitely, and veterans. So there's a lesson to be learned from the midterms, because moderates and veterans polled really well. They did great in the midterms. We don't have a lot of veterans that are in the pipeline for 2020, but this was not great news for progressives like Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, maybe even Bernie Sanders to a degree. So I think you're right. We'll see more of the moderates and veterans.
We have a lot to look forward to and plenty of time to do it. Robin, Beverly, thanks very much.